Gibran, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Amanda, good morning. Rosemary, good morning. Lionesses, please tell me where you are from. Let me know where you are from. It would be so interesting to understand where the gorgeous women that are here are coming from. And let's just write on the chat as well. Good morning, good morning. Great energy. Thank you, Natasha. I'm in a beautiful city in South Africa. It's not as cold. So that is the energy this morning. Oh my goodness, you are in the US. Whereabouts in the US? Please tell us. Welcome to our global Lionesses. It is such an honor to have you with us this morning. Good morning, Neo Molotwane. Sales admin, who are you? Tell us your name, please. Very good morning. A very good morning to you. Toma Bele, very good morning. I am excited to see you, Lionesses. Anastasia Goodman, our general, she's always here. Zoom user, whoever you are, good morning to you. Kululego, good morning, Lionesses. Mamrena. Good morning, Lanele. A very good morning to you. It is an honor to have you with us this morning, and as always, I'm excited. Unati, all the way from Unoshia Cosmetics, or Unoshia Cosmetics. A very good morning to you. S1275435. Who are you? A very good morning to you. Good morning, Sylvia Mabitela. A very good morning. Wherever you're logging in from, please do tell us where you are from. Those who are from South Africa. Hani, Dumela, Dueni, Kobeina, Abushen, Kimora. If you speak French, bonjour, ça va, how are you, my friends? If you happen to speak Portuguese, bom dia. It is a very good morning. As always, excited to have you with us. Okay, Henry, if you could just drop the music a little down so that some of my lionesses can hear me. Thank you. Good morning, Langa Lloyd. It is a glorious morning in Harare, Zimbabwe. As they used to say on 947, Hari Hari. Remember? Welcome, Mamuka Seiko. Mamrena is from Johannesburg. Floven, also from Zimbabwe. A very good morning. Mamuka Se Yugenjani. Oh my goodness. Khadija Abdullah, all the way from Kigali, Rwanda. I've just been, we've just done the airport. I've just done the airport, so hopefully one day I'll get into the beautiful Kigali. Good morning, Debbie from a freezing series in the Western Cape. Tell me about it. Please be safe. We're watching and seeing what's happening, and our prayers are with you in the beautiful Cape Stad. Please do keep warm. Unati from Johannesburg. Tato, Johannesburg as well. Miranda, Johannesburg. False Laura's Tenji. Woohoo! Thank you. And don't forget, I've got a lioness, all the way from Gaborone, Botswana. Nikai. Rona. Please say hi to my mom. She's somewhere in the beautiful town of Gaborone in Broadhurst. If you have to see her, just tell her the daughter says hello. Good morning, Ilza. Good morning, and thank you everybody for joining us. As Melanie says, good to see many familiar faces who've been with us for so many years in our Lioness community. And always, it's such an honor to have you with us this morning. We've got an incredible Lioness conversation happening this morning. As always, we have our partners, ABSA, #AfricanMacity, and And thank you once again for always partnering with us. And we've got our Lioness team somewhere, always in the background. You never get to see their faces, but a very good morning to you, Natalie. How are you this morning? And thank you for always just doing what you do best for the community as our community manager. It is proper winter in Pretoria, trust me. Joburg was proper winter yesterday as well. So yeah. Welcome, Charmaine. Thank you for joining us. ABSA team, thank you, Sonia, always with us. The circle is getting bigger. There was a song, I don't know if you remember it, Make the Circle Bigger. We've got Awino from Kenya. I look forward to coming through to the beautiful Kenyan country. How is it there this morning? Please do write on the chat and tell us what's happening in your beautiful country. Zanele here from Randburg. How are you, my dear? Lovely to see you this morning. Tenjiwe Twala, we can see you trying to play around with your background, but welcome and thank you for joining us this morning. Today, it's all about #Lioness Business Agility and our theme, celebrating inspirational women and youth entrepreneurs as we come to the end of Youth Month. Dorothy Van Riet, a very good morning to you. Cape Town, like I said earlier, our prayers go to you, and hopefully the flooding stops very soon. Chrissy Shemkuni, good morning, all the way from Bradpan. I hope the weather is absolutely beautiful. It is cold for some of us where we are, but I'm in a beautiful city today. Anyone from Durban, shout out, let's meet if we can afterwards. Oh yes, another African country in the room. Rosemary, all the way from Eswatini. Good morning. Thank you, Lioness, for joining us. Tamuka, says Langa Lloyd. Nesu Tamuka means we are awake, as in hello, good morning. Lebo Ngobo with her teen girls homeschooling mom. A very good morning to you. So we've got amazing countries represented here. We've got the US of A, we've got Kenya, we've got Eswatini. Thank you very much. We've got Zimbabwe, and we've got South Africa. We say all our lionesses in the 54 African countries, we thank you for being a part of this incredible, I call it a movement, not just a platform to network, but a movement and a growth platform. As they say, Africa, your time is now. So Lionesses, your time is right now. If, by the way, you haven't put up your startup story, please do so on www.lionessesofafrica.com, or you can get in touch with Natalie at lionessesofafrica.com. And let's feature you. Let's get to see who you are, what you are doing wherever in the continent you are in, and let people know your story. It may just be something that somebody needs out there. As Melanie always says, the people who have the solution are those that are closest to the problem. It's very cold here, Devon, Umlazi, yeah. Why, Devon? What happened? I was told the last 2 days has been cold, but why? But why? Right, so Natalie's put the link. If you do want to be featured on Lionesses of Africa, there is the link there for your story. Fill in your details, answers to each of the interview questions, and press the send button when you are done. And then our editorial team will do the rest. And then when somebody sees you, they'll say, oh my gosh, we've just seen you on Lionesses. And then you can feature that on your socials. The time now is 8:55. It's 5 minutes to the hour of 9 o'clock. We start sharp at 9 o'clock. So please make sure you've got whatever you need to get you through this hour. We are done at 10 o'clock. So you juice your water, your coffee, your tea, whatever it is that wakes you up this morning. And we've got a lot of content. I always say, if you can have this to record and just write notes. I'm still old school. I write with pen and a paper, and I keep them for reference, or just use your memo pad on your phone and you'll have whatever takeouts you need ready at hand. And don't forget, Lionesses, once we start, if you have any questions, any comments, as our beautiful Lionesses share their stories, and as usual, we have our panel discussion. We have Africanacity also talking to us about the amazing work they're doing for female entrepreneurs like you and I. Please use the chat right at the bottom of the screen if you're using a laptop, and also if you're using a phone, it's right at the bottom. Just click on chat and put in your questions and your comments, and throughout the morning I'll be having a look and being able to get to as many as I can. Des Rachel from Des's Cuisine and Catering. As we say, this is a networking platform. Put your details on. There may just be somebody looking for you, and they will get hold of you immediately after today. We are recording today, so if somebody has missed out, we will be sending out the recording as well, so you can just catch up on anything you have missed out. A very good morning. The time now is 8:57, 3 minutes to the hour of 9 o'clock. S1275435. I see your head is moving. You love our music. Give me a smile. Thank you, my dear. Courtney, good morning, Courtney. How are you this morning? You look very cold in the hoodie. I hope you are warm. Good morning. Javiso, good morning. I see the jacket is on. The coffee is being drunk. Yes. Pamela Wainwright, a very good morning to you. If we can't see you, Basisana Mosho, good morning. Sunela Ambassador, good morning. Please, if I could ask that your microphones are on mute. Thank you very much. Natasha Pierce, good morning. Give me a Colgate Aqua Fresh and Sensodyne smile. Hello, yes, good morning. Not Olo Magwati Mukhwati, my apologies, a very good morning to you. Especially Hlemgoni, good morning. Hello, Mignonette. Mignonette, we come from way back 2017, first cohort of Lionesses of Africa. Lovely to see you. You're always with us wherever we are. So a very good morning to you, Sisi. I hope you are well. Sonia Lumega, a very good morning to you. Linda Banja, good morning. Where are you from? Renee, always with us. A very good morning. Lovely to have you with us. Nilan, good morning, Nilan. How are you? Nilan Pillay, lovely to see you, my dear friend. Been with you also for a while, 2016, I think. A very good morning to you and welcome to Lionesses. Always good to have our regulars. 8:59, 1 minute to go, and we will start. And Amania van der Heever, a very good morning to you. How are you? Althea Kumalo, I think I know you. A very good morning to you, my dear Anthea. And to everybody else that's joined us this morning, it is an honor and always a privilege to be with you this morning. Right, and we're counting down the seconds to the hour of 9 o'clock. I hope everyone is ready and raring to go. Like I said, we've got amazing content, we've got amazing speakers, and just be ready. Ready, ready, ready. Right, it is 9 o'clock. Right, if we could dim down the music. A very good morning to you, Lionesses. Thank you very much for joining us today. For those who do not know me, my name is Nomalanga Stole Intombi Ebalamalanga, and I am the Lioness Enterprise Ambassador at Lionesses of Africa and your host for today's event. Welcome to this, our third in our series of Lioness Business Agility Webinars for 2023, hosted in partnership once again with APSA, #Africanacity. Today, our theme focuses on celebrating inspirational women and youth entrepreneurs. And as we celebrate Youth Month here in South Africa, it's important that we show our support for the next generation of young women business builders who are going to play their part in driving economic growth through entrepreneurship in our country and our communities, as well as the continent. So with this in mind, we have a great conversation lined up with both highly experienced women entrepreneurs and those who are building next generation businesses and brands from the Lionesses of Africa community here in South Africa. They will be sharing the experiences of growing their businesses, fulfilling their purposes. We start businesses because of purpose through entrepreneurship and making an impact in their sectors as well as their communities. You will also hear from our banking partner, ABSA, who will share how the bank is proactively supporting the growth of women entrepreneur-led SMEs in order to further stimulate economic growth that we desperately need and job creation. We will once again be joined by Ronnie Batsane, our managing executive at ABSA. As we always say, he's a real Lioness key champion of women entrepreneurs. You will also hear from Weli Nduli, who's the area segment manager, SME at ABSA. She is definitely someone you all need to get to know and connect with during and after today's event. As always, we want you to engage and share your insights and experiences of this morning's event with our own networks as well as your networks. So please do use hashtag Lioness Business Agility on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, and don't forget to tag us here at Lionesses of Africa. We're also delighted to once again be joined by the wonderful Thuli Zikalala, founder of Yellow Owl, who will be signing for our deaf audience members today. Thuli is doing amazing work, not just in South Africa, but in Africa, winning amazing awards. So Thuli, congratulations and thank you for being a great lioness and making our webinars great and accessible to everyone. We appreciate you and recognize the impact you make to our community. Mwah! Thank you. And we also want you to feel part of this session. As I mentioned earlier, post any questions you might have for any of our guest speakers, as well as our panelists today in the chat room at the bottom of your screen. Towards the end of the program, we'll also have a Q&A session and we will engage with you there. So let's get underway with our program. As we start off, please can we play our African Asset video? Thank you so much. Every time I watch that video, my heart, seeing all the great women doing incredible work and continuing to do so. I would first likely to welcome, I call her the mother hen, who wherever she sat and decided Africa needed this vehicle, this movement. Who am I talking about? It is Lionesses of Africa founder and CEO, Melanie Hawken, to come and say a few words of welcome to you all. Melanie, it's over to you.
Thank you so much, as always, Nomalanga. I have to say it's great to be with everyone this morning. Great to see everyone in the room. Great to see so many familiar faces and also lots of new ones. So welcome, everybody. It's great to have you with us this morning. So I want to share something with you. Two things. I was at a networking event last night in The Hague, in the Netherlands, and it was attended by a group of incredible, inspirational women philanthropists, government policymakers, gender activists, women entrepreneurs. And much of the discussion was around the two latest studies from the United Nations, which made for really sober reading. You probably heard about it on your news or in your magazines or papers recently. And over the last few days, it's been making quite a lot of news. According to the latest report from UN Women, achieving full gender equality, which is one of, as you know, SDG 5, one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, is now estimated to take close on 300 years if the current rate of progress continues. Insanity. How can that be the case? And we were talking about it last night, and this is what I wanted to share with you this morning. I mean, without significant support and investment, we know, and a major shift in attitude towards empowering women economically and at a societal level, gender equality is going to take just too long. and the meeting of SDG 5 by 2030 deadline, well, let's be honest about it, it now looks impossible. Both of these reports could have made for really depressing reading, but, and this is my takeout last night, and it's where I came from when I was talking to everybody. For me, if we want to achieve real gender equality in our lives, in our communities, in our countries, it starts with us as well. We have to show by example what can be done to change the situation by empowering women through entrepreneurship. We can be the role models. We can show how this can be different. We do not have to sit and wait for these big institutions like the United Nations or UN Women or anyone else to tell us how long it's going to take to change things. We, as women entrepreneurs, as empowered women, as powerful women, all of you Lionesses here today, we can choose to take control of our own lives by powering ourselves economically through entrepreneurship, building businesses, creating jobs, contributing to the growth of our communities and to the country. We can move the dial forwards towards gender equality at a much more rapid pace by example. Not only that, we can inspire the next generation of young women entrepreneurs. It's Youth Month. June, we can inspire the next generation of young women through entrepreneurship by example to fulfill their potential, to achieve economic freedom and opportunity like they desire. They can then give back to their families, communities, take care of themselves, grow the next generation, and so it goes. We can't wait 300 years for change to happen because big government or big institutions tell us that's how long it has to wait. As women entrepreneurs, we can be the change we want to see today. So I celebrate all of you. Let's inspire the next generation this Youth Month. Let's show by example. We do not have to wait for anyone else to tell us it's going to take 300 years to change things. Let's change it ourselves, Lionesses. Have a great morning and see you later.
Thank you so much, Melanie. I love that. As the empowered women that we are, we can deliver the change right now for our next generation. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Thanks again, Melanie. I'd like to now invite Ronnie Mbatsane, Managing Executive, SME Business at ABSA, to come and say a few words to all. If you have attended previous Lioness Business Agility Webinars, you know that Ronnie is a real champion of women entrepreneurs and understands the power of building growth businesses that make a difference in the country. As I always say, Ronnie is the flower amongst the roses. A good morning to you, Ronnie. It is over to you.
No, thanks, Langa, and good morning to all our Lionesses and all the panelists that are going to speak today. Looking forward to hear from each and every one of you this morning. Melanie, thanks again for creating this platform for ourselves and you know, the group. And I must say that a lot has actually been happening here that is very positive. And why we're here, I mean, obviously our interest in women entrepreneurship, in women business, and I must say that this is our third this year, but we have seen women coming into our own space in numbers, and I must say that I have not seen that much of attraction in many of the properties over the years that one has actually been involved in. We have actually met, Melanie, each and every woman that has written to us, either face-to-face or virtually. In fact, today, after this session, I'm meeting one of the panelists that was actually talking to us on the first one that we did this year, on a face-to-face in Alice Lane, and we're meeting, talking business. As I've indicated, that we are available for a roundtable discussion to help our women in business, our women entrepreneurs, and again, to be that trusted advisor, because that's what we do, and we can be able to guide you. As you know, that the market has been challenging. We know that liquidity has been very tight because of the financial situation. This is the right time. This is the right time to really talk to us. Don't allow yourself, don't shy away and go far, because what it will happen is that you'll get yourself in a situation that we are unable to help you or guide you accordingly to take some much needed, direction from your business as the micros are misbehaving for now. But we have hope. Melanie, we have not shut any doors. We have not changed our approach with regards to our appetite in business. And we have actually funded more businesses and helped them to be sustained in this period. I must say that we have launched our energy subsidy not long ago. And what we have seen is people coming directly to us and really asking for help. We have extended much needed working capital to many of our customers, and some of them our women customers that are here, and some of them that we've noted that were not actually banking with us. But because you have created this platform for us, which is a great platform for all of us, we are able to engage with all of them to assist. And I want to emphasize again today that we are available. My details are going to be shared as always. You can reach me directly, and I will facilitate that you are seen by the very experienced team that is working with me, serving the much needed segment of our economy, which is the small medium enterprises. They employ many of our people out there, and I think it's a responsible way for us to really engage. And that really speaks to the purpose that we have launched, Melanie, not long ago, that says that we want to empower Africa's tomorrow together, one story at a time. And that one story at a time, it's actually each and every one of our lionesses that is here. We want to be part of your story. We want to be part of the journey that you are taking in your own business as you invest in the communities and the people that you employ, all the time. So I'm looking forward today. My job is a bit easier today. I have Willie and Tuli, who really is going to share much needed information. And I like all of you to really take advantage of her being here and use the opportunity to engage with her a lot going forward. She's going to be with me going forward into these webinars and really helping me to navigate, but really honored to be here and to add value to the much needed part of our business. And I'm looking forward to today. Thanks, Langa, and appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ronnie. You talk about stories. This is who we are as humans. This is who we are as women entrepreneurs, sharing our stories across the continent and across the globe. And thank you, as always, Africanacity, for being part of that journey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, as always, at Lioness Business Agility Webinars, we have an inspirational woman entrepreneur who comes and shares her startup story with you all. Today, we're delighted to welcome Ashailia Maharaj, founder of Sivuga Youth. She is a certified life coach, a sector professional, an Insights accredited practitioner, and a learning and development professional with over 17 years of experience within HR and executive education. At Sivuga, she addresses the far too large unemployment gap we are seeing in our country through coaching, work readiness training, and recruitment for youth in South Africa. Her primary aim is to equip the graduates and young employees with the tools they need to succeed in the business world in a way that leads to definitive change in their outlook and their behavior. Sissy, you have a huge role to play, especially in the life of our young people. And so as we welcome you, let's all give her a round of applause virtually. Ashailia, it is over to you, letting us know how you're empowering the next generation of entrepreneurs and leaders in our country.
Sure. Good morning, Nomalanga. Good morning, everyone. It is such an honor and privilege to be here today. So thank you so much to the Lioness of Africa for inviting me. I'm just in these past 15 minutes, well, actually past hour, of being in the company of these amazing women and Ronnie, of course. It's been so energizing for me. You've warmed me up. You've warmed me up on this cold Joburg day. So thank you so much for inviting me. And you know, when I was thinking about what to say to this incredible community of women, I had to dig a little bit deep, because when I got the invite, I was so excited, but I was going through a bit of a slump myself. I'm a mom of 3, I'm a business owner, I'm a life coach, but I am an avid believer in living life fully and purposefully. And I was going through one of those dips that we all inevitably go through in life. And I thought about the topic, and I thought about the women that are going to be in this webinar. And I just sat with myself and I thought, let me take you back. Let me take you back to when I was ambitious young graduate. Well, actually not even a graduate, I was still in university. My dad was a single income earner at home. My mom took care of the family. And I was what you call a lat lamaki in South Africa. You know, I was the last born of 3 kids. So it was tough times. You know, we grew up in a very small Indian community in Durban. I see many of us from KZN there, so hello to you. And I always knew that I wanted to be financially independent. But another side of that story was that my mom also battled with depression for many years, ever since I could remember. So that led me a little bit in life. I always wanted to support people, and especially women and young people, with their mental health, living fully, living joyfully, and living purposefully. And I decided to study psychology from a very young age. There was nothing else that I wanted to study, and that's all I wanted to do. So when it got to university time, that's what I did, and I did it joyfully, and I did it through student loans. So my dad had to take out these student loans in order for me to get through, because he couldn't afford to put me through university. And by the 3rd year, with my mom's mental health declining and our finances also not very steady, I came to one of those crossroads in life. And I had to question whether I continue adding this debt onto myself, or do I shift and pivot? Now, bear this in mind. I was an extremely ambitious young woman, and I had this plan. I had this deep plan of where I was going to go, what I was going to do. I was going to be a psychologist. I was going to ensure that I helped so many people. And this plan came to this crossroads, and I had to dig deep and follow my intuition. And when I look back on my life now, that was actually the first instance of doing so. I was in my first year of my honors. I was writing my exam, and my mom attempted suicide that morning. I helped her, got her to hospital, and ran off to university. And I sat in front of my exam paper in tears. And it was that moment that I had to dig deep and ask myself, well, what are you doing? Are you going to continue this way? Are you going to find another way to get to your goal? And what that led to is me saying, I'm going to continue to work. I'm going to continue to study, but part-time. And inevitably, what that led to was a series of jobs. And my career looked a little bit more like a zigzag or a curved line than linear. You know, when we're in university, they kind of tell you it's linear. You take this step, then you take another step, everything's going to be fine. And mine somehow was very curvy. And through those years of having these many jobs, I realized, even with my degree and my experience and my knowledge, I ended up really good at selling, which I didn't always love being told. I was always offered jobs in sales or corporate selling. I'm like, no, I don't like this. I don't like being labeled a salesperson. It frustrated me. And what happened over the years is that doubt grew. I grew questioning myself. What did I do? Did I make the right choice? I feared my future. Was I diverting so far off my plan that I wasn't going to reach this goal of helping others? And I also started comparing myself to my colleagues. While they were getting their academic accolades and going onto the academic path, which I secretly wanted, here I was fruitfully having lots of jobs and lots of roles and not really knowing what this curve was all about. But when I also look back, I realized that while that was frustrating, the time also grew experience that I couldn't gain from anywhere else, knowledge that I could not gain from my university degrees, and fruitful networks, fruitful relationships, fruitful personal development. There were many nights that I cried about it, regardless. And at some point, I think it was at the point of being pregnant with my first daughter, I decided to take stock, right? I decided to look back at every single role I've had, every single project I've done. And I asked the question, what value did I bring to the team or the organization? And what did I learn about myself? What skills did I build in that time? Fast forward to my second baby girl, I then realized and looked at myself really clearly, objectively, and realized these beautiful trends of my value, my worth, my capability, my strengths and purpose. I started seeing where my value actually lay. And the fact is, I was still helping people. I asked for feedback from my colleagues and institutions that I worked with. I asked them to say, what did you value about working with me? And that feedback gave me some very helpful information in helping me see the real value I bring. I began seeing the picture that God was really painting the entire time, not the one I was planning. And what I started to do then was write down every single idea that I had, every thought, every project that I'd worked on or wanted to work on. And that led to a few failed businesses. But let me tell you what happened then. It didn't deter me because I knew my worth, and all I knew that was saying was reset, restart, and keep it moving, because I knew who I was. By the time I was giving birth to my second daughter, I took the steps to starting this business that is now beautifully Sibuka Youth. I learned the real meaning of birthing business and birthing babies and getting back to business and how motivated I actually was, because I wanted to be a really amazing role model to these young girls. I wanted them to look at me and know that women are really capable of anything they put their minds to. So I began the business without knowing the full plan. I began the business without knowing its trajectory, fears and doubts still rampant, no funding. How do I do a website? How do I have marketing? How do I get my clients on board? But I knew that I had enough tools in my toolkit and enough worth on my capability to make this work. I now knew how to harness those fears into magic, motivation, and discipline. So my focus became investing fully in my craft and my growth, research into what the market needed through remaining connected with my network. My clients were invaluable to me. It was actually something my dad taught me while growing up. He was a salesperson, interestingly so. And he always taught me that relationships authentically built have much more sustainability and longevity than quickly formed relationships that come and go. What I focused on in my business, the main priority and still is today, is service. How do I serve the needs of my clients and ensure I'm meeting the market demand? Because if I'm not doing that, I'm not doing the job, no matter what product or service we put out. If I can see that my clients need something else, I have to shift to their need. We've always been dutiful in remaining customer-centric, and that's what I knew for sure back then, that if I couldn't serve a client to the best of my ability or the quality I knew we needed to deliver, I would always suggest another business or a colleague of mine. What that does is that has a beautiful ripple effect on our network of women. The result was abundance through return clients, growth year on year, even through COVID, and even through 3 babies, and none without sales. It turns out that my perceived weakness was actually what life was preparing me for. I knew how to do this really well. I knew how to find a need and meet it. So today, to all of you amazing women, I encourage you to always ask, what value can I bring? Do not allow the fears of what you don't have deter you. Focus on what you do have and work on that. Take a day on your lowest days when you feel like you can't do this anymore to look back and ask yourself how far you've come, how you overcame those challenges to get here, And how have you grown through each challenge? I hope and pray that you see your value, see your worth, and listen to that inner guidance, because you can reset and restart as many times as you need. Just keep moving, because your success is not going to look like everyone else's. You have your own trail to blaze. Curvy and beautiful as ever, I wish you all good luck, and I hope to connect with you all soon. Thank you for having me today. Nomalanga, over to you.
Like we do in South Africa. Oh, Shaila, what a relatable story. I'm looking at the comments and I've just been writing all your nuggets. As I hear them, I'm dropping them on the chat. 2 words you kept on repeating: purpose, value. Purpose, value. Thank you so much for such an inspirational story. One day, just give us like 3 hours of your story, because there's a lot of women that are saying, yes, we hear you, Ashalia, we hear you loud and clear. So thank you once again for sharing your story with us. Follow her on the socials, follow her, see what she's doing. If you can drop your details on our chat, it would be an honor to just do life with you. Thank you so much once again. And that was Ashalia Maharaj, founder of Sivuga Youth. So now, as always, we like to open up a conversation on our theme of the morning, celebrating inspirational women and youth entrepreneurs from our Lionesses of Africa community, who represent a new generation of high growth potential businesses in a wide range of sectors. So to my panelists, if you can open up your microphones, I'd like to welcome Snenhlanhla Ndlela, founder of Your Coco. We know her, she's been part of our network, so welcome back. Matubazi Mutsweneng, founder the FEM platform. Welcome. It's my first time getting to know you and chatting with you. Ayanda Majola, founder Yanda Cosmetics. She's branded herself well, as you can see at the back. Welcome. It's your first time with us as well. And Bontle Tole, founder Bar Health and Luminary Thrivist. Welcome to you as well, first time being here. And I always say, women entrepreneurs, find them on your networks, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, connect with them and see the amazing work that they do. So my panelists, I'm going to start with Snenhlanhla, founder of Your Coco. And my first question to you is, you launched your fabulous Your Coco dairy-free artisanal ice cream brand in 2016. That is a long time ago, and you've been growing your brand ever since. You're also a new mom. We chatted about that earlier, juggling business with raising a family. Please do share your insights on what it takes to build and launch a new FMCG into the market as a young brand and make it all work and come together. Over to you, Snenhlanhla.
Thank you so much, Nomalanga, and good morning to everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I would just like to start with sharing this tab. Can you guys see it? If you can see it. So we've got the wisdom tab here. The affirmation that we've got is, I trust my intuition and my wisdom. So this is the affirmation I'd like to share with everybody this morning. So what I would like to share about starting a company is, firstly, you need to be very clear about your why, because this journey, I think, as Ashalia has mentioned, is not linear. There will be a lot of things that will happen along the way that might sway you from what you actually wanted to do. But if your why is strong enough, I think that can be a very good anchor for you going on the journey. Also, support is so important, and like places like Lionesses of Africa is amazing, because you've got other women who are going through the same challenges as you are as part of growing a business. Also, putting yourself out there is very important. Another thing that I've learned now as a new mom is, you know what, you can't be everything all the time. And you need to prioritize what's important at each time, because trying to be everything all the time is just going to run you so thin that you're actually going to lose yourself. So always prioritize yourself and your mental health and see what needs your attention right now. I think that's what I would like to share. But the journey is long. The journey, sometimes you feel like you're on top of the world. Sometimes you feel like you're really killing it. And then the next new curve, you just like, where are the adults? Like, what is happening? And I think it's important to know that that's okay. That's part of the journey. Sometimes you feel like you know it, and sometimes you feel like you don't. You are at the right place at the right time. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to add there.
Beautiful answer. Thank you very much. I just realized you started entrepreneurship just a year after I did, 2015. So we're still there. We're hanging in there. And there's a lot of adults here that help us through the journey. So thank you for sharing that piece of advice. Matubatsi Mutsuneng, founder of the FAME platform. My next question is to you. Your business is dedicated to making modern mothers' lives easier and to working with female brands to grow jobs, which is much needed in our country at the moment. And I'm sure that there are many women entrepreneurs with us today who'd like to know more about both aspects of your business and how to apply these learnings in their own business. Matubatsi, over to you.
Hi, thank you so much. My name is Matubatsi Mutsuneng. Thank you for having me. So the Family Platform is a digital platform for modern mothers who find themselves having to deal with so much. What we've done is that we've opened a platform for modern mothers who have businesses, who have products, who offer services to be on our platform and have their products on our platform. So we look into venturing with them so that we can help also expose their businesses. Yes.
Okay, and I'm just going to throw a second question to you. I'm not a modern mother, but I'm a mother of brothers and other people's children. Are we allowed to come onto your platform?
Yes, you are allowed to come.
Just thought to check. Thank you so much, Matubatsi. Ayanda Majola, founder of Yanda Cosmetics. I just want to say to you, you've built a local beauty brand that specializes in scientific skincare, specifically for sensitive skin. Despite your young age and being a full-time health science student, you have grown your brand in a short space of time with your products now available on online platforms, Zando and Takealot. And you have recently signed a deal with an international shopping platform that will stock and sell your products to the United Kingdom. Ayanda, you look young, but you've done so much. Tell us how you've done it.
Oh my God. I'm 23 years old, firstly. But I started my business when I was 21. And it came about as a personal vendetta, actually. Against my own skin. I've had acne since I was about 13 years old. And that was, yeah, my high school experience was, I'm sure you can imagine, and so I wanted to build a brand that I wish existed when I was still a teenager. And more than anything, I think for me, my business is sort of a way for me to express myself, because I feel like when I was in high school, I was really shy and self-conscious, mostly because of my skin. So my brand for me is sort of an escape, in a way for me to express that girl that was always there, but I felt was silenced by, beauty standards. So yeah, that I think how I did it, I think the personal connection I have with my brand is probably the main reason and my main driving force, really. It's like my baby. It's sort of like, I'd say, my diary. That's how I express myself. So yeah.
Personal connection, I like that. We build businesses, and our first speaker was talking about purpose. Why are you doing it? Where, what, how? So well answered in terms of you have to be connected to your brand to understand why. And everyone is saying, wow, Ayana, wow, 21. At 21, girl, I was still shopping for my birthday party, my 21st. You're busy making a whole brand. Well done and congratulations. Bontle Tole, founder Bar Health and Luminary Thrivers. You launched your health bar business in 2017, and you're working to change the narrative of access to healthy eating by promoting responsible food choices to the provision of healthy quality food, addressing the UN Sustainability Development Goal 3. And we all know how that important is. I think when I saw your profile, I was like, I want to hear more, because this is where I'm at in life around healthy eating. So please do tell us how we can achieve greater nutritional health and well-being for ourselves, our families, as well as our community.
Thank you, Nomalanga, and welcome to all of the ladies and gentlemen that are joining us today. So I started Bar Health in 2017, and it really also started as a personal journey. So I grew up in a family that ate really healthy. And so when I went to live by myself in tertiary, there was a slight challenge because now I was working in retail. And I didn't.
Audience, if you can just mute your microphones. Thank you. Sorry about that, Wontle.
No problem. So I went off to live with by myself in tertiary, and I was working part-time in retail to be able to balance my expenses. And in retail, there was nothing that was available that was healthy, but also delicious. So I am a foodie. I really enjoy food, but there was nothing that really sparked my interest. And I started carrying my own lunches and making my own lunches to work. And my colleagues and friends at the time were like, oh yeah, us too. But you can't, it's not sustainable. You can't make lunch for everyone every day. So I thought, okay, maybe this is it. But I think before that, a long time before that, I knew I was going to go into business. I just didn't know what line of business I was going to go into. So when that point in my life hit, I was like, okay, this is really what we need to be going into, health and wellness. So I started my journey with them, and we did our first market in 2017, pop-up market. And you know, when they say beginner's luck is a sign of the good to come, we sold out at that market. And for me, that was affirmation of the journey that was ahead. So we pushed through and the business grew. And as the business grew, I realized that there's something else that is happening outside of the food, the health and wellness. A lot of women used to come up to me and ask me, Buntle, how do we do this? How do we do that? Things that I took for granted, small things like registering a business, or how do we get funding? And I thought, come on, go online. But it wasn't that simple. And eventually in 2018, I formalized that business into Luminary Thrivers. So we help young women start and grow their businesses. And it's really exciting how the two come together. So with Bar Health, you know, over the years, I've obviously done a lot more work in it and research and seen how important it is. And the reason why we stand for the Sustainability Development Goals is because in Africa, one of the largest killers of our people is not HIV, it's not TB anymore, but it's lifestyle-related disease. And that means it's something that we can prevent. Why aren't we preventing it though? It's access. Firstly, healthy food is a bit more expensive, but also spatial access, like where do we, if we are on the road today, where are you going to get food from, healthy food from? And so we are on a mission to increase access to the healthy food by creating a healthy fast food retail brand. And it's exciting. It's the journey ahead of us is really, really exciting.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. I was really like, when I looked you up on the socials, I'm like, beetroot juice. I'm like, yes, that's my kind of girl, because at some point I had to go on to blood group A and check the eating, and I still was vegetarian. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's expensive. But here we are with women like yourselves doing the most. So thank you very much for sharing your story. I mean, in tertiary, I think for me, it was 3 ring donuts every day. That was not healthy at all. So thank you so much for creating this, because as you said, in Africa, it's needed. And I look forward to a place when it is actually accessible and affordable. Those are the 2 things that you mentioned. Now, before we go into the Q&A with our panelists, I would like to introduce Wei Linduli, Area Segment Manager, SME at ABSA. Ronnie had already alluded. It is somebody you need to know, and you get to know her, understand who she is, what she does, and she's going to share some of the ways in which ABSA is there to support your businesses building growth journeys. Weli, welcome. Lovely to have you with us, and I take my hat over to you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Nomalanga. What a privilege to be on this platform today, presenting to our women entrepreneurs. And good morning to all the lionesses and everybody else that is in the audience. So today, really, I'd like to talk through two things, which is our Business Evolve offering that we have at ABSA, as well as our alternative lending solution that we offer to businesses. So starting with the Business Evolve value proposition, this is a transactional account that is designed to be flexible, to adapt to your business needs, an account that you can grow with as your business grows. The features of this account is that you can operate it digitally through our online banking or our ABSA app. You get to enjoy benefits like free transfers, ABSA to ABSA transfers. You get to enjoy unlimited free ABSA to ABSA debit orders. You get to have a debit card, a Liquidity Plus account that you can have to do your savings and investments, which you can easily access at any point in time when you need the funds for your business. So with this transactional offering, there are two main types really. One, which is pay as you transact, and the second type is a bundled offering. Now, with the pay as you transact offering, you get a tiered structured pricing plan. If I can just give a quick example. So three of those packages, which is called a Business Evolve Lite, or a Business Pay as you transact, or Business Evolve Core. You can choose from those three options. And the tiered pricing structure works as follows. I'll give an example with the Business Evolve Lite. With a Business Evolve Lite, it's actually a 0 monthly fee account. And with that, you get to get the first 5 payment transactions for free. Anything from transaction number 6, you get to pay 12.54 Rand. And then for immediate payments, you get the first 5 for 7.50 Rand. Then from transaction number 6, you get to pay for 48 Rand per transaction. So that's basically the principle of the tiered pricing structure that we have on these 3 pay as you transact offerings. Then moving on to the second type, which is the bundled offerings. We've got 4 options there that you can choose from, which is ABSA Evolve Start, ABSA Evolve Grow, ABSA Evolve Ignite, and ABSA Evolve Excel. And these range from a monthly fee of 180, that's the most affordable, to a monthly fee of 650 for our Excel package. I'll give an example here using the Evolve Ignite. Now for the Evolve Ignite, for which we charge a monthly fee of 180, you get to have limited transactions, 15 transactions for free. And these free transactions include your debit orders, your payments, your debit card purchases, and defined payments and bill payments. So once you reach that threshold of 15 transactions for the month, or the value of 25,000, if you transacted over 25,000 on the account for the month, anything over and above the 15 transactions or the value of 25,000 Rand, we will start charging a standard pricing fee. But there are some advantages as well to it. The features that I've mentioned earlier on in terms of unlimited swiping, unlimited ABSA to ABSA transfers, as well as ABSA to ABSA debit orders are also benefits of these accounts. But you also get to enjoy a mobile pay, which is a swiping machine. We know that most businesses need that in this day and age in order to capture our clients because most of the money is moving account to account rather than from hand to hand. So our mobile pay device comes rental free with these 4 bundled purchases and at a competitive rate of each transaction of 2.75, which is very competitive in the market because we've seen some of our competitors charging as much as 3.50 for transactions in the market. So that takes care of our transactional offering that we have for our business clients. Now, moving on to the lending part of our business. So once I've opened that account with you, we have established a relationship. I've gotten to understand what your business does and what your business needs are. And now we can start solutioning you with financial products and financial services that can help your business to grow even further. I'd like to talk about our alternative lending solutions. So our alternative lending solutions is really meant to bridge a gap that we have picked up in the SME market, whereby when SMEs come to lend finance from us, most of them are at a point where there is insufficient collateral or security or none at all. So through these alternative lending solutions, we provide certain options where we can assist our clients to get guarantees that can back up their lending, or we give them certain concessions on interest, or we subsidize their interest, or even give rebates, depending on which solution we feel might just be best for your need at that time. And through the alternative lending solution as well, we also offer business development support. You know, when you're running an SME, it's at the initial stages, it's normally a one-man show, and you obviously need a variety of skills in order to be able to run the business. And through our business support, business development support leg, we are able to make available coaches, mentors, development programs that our clients can make use of. And one of the most popular at the moment is digital marketing, as businesses strive to market themselves digitally on social media platforms. So in the alternative lending space, we do have what we call an ABSA Women Empowerment Fund. That we use to support predominantly 51% owned women businesses, also 51% Black-owned businesses that would be looking to access finance from a minimum of 150,000 Rand and upwards, and a repayment tenure of 1 month to 60 months. Now, when it comes to lending, I mean, we've got a variety of products there that we offer. We have bridging finance in terms of overdrafts. We have business loans, which can be paid at various terms. We do offer commercial property finance. We offer commercial asset finance, and a host of other variable and specialized products that are meant to help our businesses, as I've already said. So, you know, as I've mentioned at the beginning, you know, that SMEs are very important to us as ABSA. We are very, very passionate about SMEs and have invested a lot to craft a number of solutions, services, and products that are meant to service this segment as best as we can. And just to re-emphasize what my leader has already said about our vision as ABSA, being to empower Africa tomorrow together, one story at a time. So we are available to do that with you. You are more than welcome to reach out to me. I see my email address has already been shared, and I'll also share a link that you can use to just go and explore more about the transactional offerings that I've touched on today, as well as the alternative lending solutions that I've touched on. Thank you very much. Back to you, Nomalanga.
Thank you, Welly. I got excited when you started talking about digital platforms, because a lot of women get into business but don't have the resources or understand how they put themselves out there. So thank you for sharing. ABSA is there to help as you are creating tomorrow, one story at a time. And so now we're going to go into the Q&A, and I was just looking at the chat. A question was directed to Bontle, but I'm going to direct it to everyone. To all my panelists, when you all first started out in business, how did you fund your businesses and how did you successfully navigate that growth as a startup? I'm going to start with Bontle because it was initially directed to you, but I want to ask every single one of the panelists. Bontle, over to you.
Thank you very much, Noma. So I was actually responding to Mpho just now, and it's very important before you go out looking for funding to make sure that your compliance is sorted in your business. So make sure you're funding ready. Very often we want money in our business, but we don't even know what we're doing, where we're going, how we plan to get there. Our train is not ready to leave the station, but we already want to start it. So make sure your compliance documents are sorted. It's also very industry dependent. So there are basics, of course, that you need in every business. So your business registration documents, SARS tax compliance, make sure that you've crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's. But if you're in a specific industry, let's say you're in the food industry, a certificate like a certificate of acceptability, CO, is needed for your premises. So just those basic things, make sure they're sorted. Once you've got that ready, business plan, get yourself a business plan, make sure you've done that. The business plans don't make or break a business. It just helps you understand where you're going, how you're going to do it, what opportunities exist, are there any threats in this industry? And your funder wants to see that you know those things as well. Your funder probably doesn't specialize in your industry or they know the day-to-day of your business, but they want to know that you know, so that when they give you this money, they know that you have thought about everything and that you know where you're going to take this business and you'll give them back their money if it's a loan. So make sure that's sorted. And then once you've done that, look at your industry, Google opportunities. There's government opportunities like the NYDA if you're a youth in business. We've got CEDA, we've got CIFA, but we've also got opportunities like APSA. APSA has, there's a competition that we are actually a part of, and they run these periodically. So be out there looking. You can reach out to the enterprise development division of APSA and they can help you. But enterprise development divisions of companies in your industry as well, they've got opportunities. You just need to look for them.
Thank you so much. Ronnie says, Bontle responded like she works with us at APSA. Brilliant. Get your business to be funding ready. Sisi, they're looking well done. I must say to you, when I went in, I had no business plan. I had not done my SWOT analysis. That's what you mentioned. So your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, your threats. So do your research. Some of us just thought we can speak for a living and boom, we went out there only to find out actually there's more to being funding ready. Thank you. Welly says business plans are critical when looking for bank finance. Matubatsi, I have you on my screen. How did you get your funding for your business? You are on mute. Please unmute. Yes.
I love what Bontle said when she says, you know, be funding, like be ready, know where your money is going. You know, that's important. And also have proper systems in place. That is the most important thing. Know like proper systems before you jump fully into entrepreneurship. That's so important. And how I funded my business by my own. I left the corporate. I used to work in the finance department. I resigned and I got my package and I started with that. However, I would advise that while you're still in the corporate, work on that business, you know, build while you're still there, do research and leave knowing that I have built something, I have proper systems in place. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you, Matubati. In terms of systems, very key. And also just back to Bontle, you have to do your compliance because trust me, when you get onto the treasury database, this is the first thing they check. If it's not compliant in any of those things, they don't even look at your business to give you anything, even if you were probably able to get that type of business. Ayanda, how did you start Yanda Cosmetics? I know you were only 21. So please enlighten us.
Yeah, funny enough, I started it with my bursary allowance. It was during COVID and we were sent home. Everything was online. So lucky I didn't have to worry about food and everything and anything like that when I'm at home. So I took that money and I started buying, you know, bit by bit every single month, the little things I needed, the ingredients I needed. And that's how I started. And I've been fortunate because I've won now competitions. I won the Alex Moore competition, a Yoko competition, and now I also have assistance from the Innovation Hub. But in the beginning, it was purely just my bursary allowance.
So you decided to be very wise and do right things with your bursary allowance, because we know where bursary allowances end up, right?
Yeah, I know.
Well then, Sneh, talk to us, your Coco. How did you fund your business? I mean, you've been going since 2016.
So for me, I believe in starting small personally. And I think allowing yourself time to grow into your business can be an advantage. Because sometimes when you start, you start off with thinking the end is what should be the beginning. You should have the big shop, the retail, all of that. And what I've seen in my journey is that starting with all of that and investing so much, and then later on you actually find out that that's the wrong thing that you're investing in. Now you've put in so much into it, then it doesn't work out. So I think I think it's okay in some journeys to start very small with what you have and do what you need to be doing right now. So that's how I went about it. So a bit like Anga, I started when I was 23, so I still had money for my 21st. And so I used a little bit of that money to buy a bit of the small machinery that I needed, which is not even things I use now, like 7 years later. I just grew into it. And I've also now been part of some competitions, part of some programs, but these things I wouldn't have known at the very beginning. And I think that's just the journey for some of us, that you start small and then you grow into it. And then as you go on your journey, there will be new opportunities, there'll be new things that you now know that you didn't know at the beginning. So yeah.
Fantastic. Alicia, I've got a different question for you. I want to find out, because I think your industry is also quite competitive. Launching and building a new brand in competitive marketplace is hard, especially for young women entrepreneurs. I mean, you were on your journey of starting a family. Please share your tips with our audience on how to get your brand noticed in those early startup years.
Malanga, was that me, right?
Yes, it is for you.
Okay, so just that's such a good question, because I think that's what I leaned into in starting, is that network that I built through my corporate career. And that was really establishing my brand. And it was really deep in terms of my knowledge and my experience. And that was really effective, because the network that I then developed from my colleagues knew they could trust me. Because if they can trust me, no matter what I come to them with, they know that I'm going to deliver. So whether it is suggesting a new course or a new coaching methodology, whatever it was, I always ensured that I delivered on my promise. And even today in our team, we continue to do that, so that our brand is not necessarily just what you see on digital marketing or social media. That does play a very big role to maintain visibility, but ensuring we're keeping our promise, I think, is a really important thing for women in business, because if you know that you can trust me no matter what you come to me with, no matter what I come to you with, no matter what product or business I'm doing, you know that I'm going to deliver. And I think that's a really effective method of true brand recognition and visibility.
Fantastic. Shailia, some people say people do business with people they like, and also they do business with people they trust. So you've literally just hit the nail on the head. Really, thank you so much for sharing those insights. My lionesses, like I always say, I wish we could have 3 hours, if not half a day, just to chat, because time really flies when we're having fun. So thank you very much to you all. We've all learned something very deep, very critical, very key on how to do our own businesses as we grow, whether you're a startup, whether you're somewhere in the middle, or whether you are already in high growth mode. Thank you very much to all our panelists for a great discussion. Now, I want to hand over back to Melanie as we close off today's webinar. Melanie, it's over to you.
Thank you so much. Wow, what a great session this morning. I have to say, I'm inspired. I'm feeling a sense of can do. You know, when I started at the beginning of this session, I was talking about how we can't look to other people to make this situation of empowering women. We can't wait for someone else to do it for us. We have to take the lead. We have to do it. And I see and hear these incredible women in the room, and I know we've got it. We've got it, Lionesses, with women like you leading from the front, creating really fantastic businesses, growth businesses, working with partners like ABSA to really address your growth and really getting the right kind of advice at the right time for that growth journey is key. And also sharing with one another. I've been looking and monitoring at the chat and just seeing women entrepreneurs saying, hey, this is what I did, or try this. This is what I did. So Bontle just sharing some very practical advice. We are stronger together. We say it all the time. As a community of 1.7 million women entrepreneurs across the continent, there will be someone in the community who is going through just whatever you are going through, that has great insights to share, experience to share, can be tapped into to maybe break into a new market or whatever it happens to be. We are so much greater than the sum of our parts. We are stronger together. And that's working with our partners like ABSA to help you along that journey. So tap into it, lean into it. We have got this. Let's actually inspire the next generation and ourselves to really help take our businesses to the next level and empower ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be, and contribute to the really addressing some of those details, like whether it's gender pay, equity, or gender empowerment. Just let's actually take it into our own hands and show by example that we can do this. And with the right support, there is nothing we can't do. Keep growing, keep thriving, Lionesses, keep sharing, keep connecting, keep tapping into the advice and information that is there for you. We'll be sharing all of the contact details of everyone you've heard from today on the platform. That'll be coming to you from Natalie. Lean into all of it, connect with one another, do business with one another, and reach out to the team at ABSA if you need any of that business advice and support right now. Make sure you are funding ready, and we'll be actually sharing some exciting news on a tool that we have to help you to do just that. Make sure you're at the next August Lioness Business Agility event. We've got some exciting news to announce. Thank you for being with us. I'm going to hand it back to Nomalanga to round us out, and see you next time.
Thank you so much, Melanie. Thank you, Lionesses. I know we've gone 2 minutes over time. I'll keep it brief. Thank you so much for being part of us as we discuss the subject of celebrating inspirational women and youth entrepreneurs. As Melanie said, further together, hashtag we've got this, women entrepreneurs. You've heard from our Lionesses this morning. Once again, thank you to ABSA, Ronnie, and Welly for always taking us through the bank support for SMEs. And we will see you next time in August. Look out for our ad card once we are ready to go out. It promises to be another great one, and we will be celebrating Women's Month. Until next time, thank you so much. Keep warm, God bless you, and let's keep rising in terms of our businesses. You may now log off, Lionesses, and have a very productive week ahead. Thank you. Goodbye once again. Mwah. Okay, my Lionesses, you can all log off now. That's all we have for you today. We can enterprise ourselves and further together, like we say, hashtag Lioness Business Agility. Thank you, Ayanda. Thank you to all my speakers. Have a very good day. And see you on our community. Bye everyone. You can log off now. Okay, Mpomo Kuleli, please log off. Fatima Emerson, got that correctly. Naila. Ladies, if you can log off my lionesses, we are done for this morning. Dorothy, Ilza, Kama, Mamrena, please log off. Anastasia, Keto, Georgina, Seho, Leo, Sales admin, William, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you. Linda, Lillian, Inam, Nelda. Thank you. Libahanga, iPhone, Rena. I think we've just got a few, I don't know if you can log them off. Mama, if you can quickly go back